the middle. So I thought, where it'd start, didn't work. So I asked Steve for a story of what's happened. I asked Steve for a story about what Paul's career with O2 was entailed, or MPS, and
it's all lies.
When I refer to someone as the master, it's obviously Steve's talking about himself. So Steve went on to say that Paul started with MPS in Chester Foregate Street way back in 2000 as a sales advisor. No lies so far? No. Okay. He was against it from the beginning, as the other sales advisor was a far superior seller. Paul also covered the store in Chester Bridge Street for a small period, which was then closed down. Paul also then had a small stint in Wrexham Regent Street before it was also closed down.
You want to rob Paul?
After a few months, the opportunity of assistant manager came up, and both Paul and the master went head to head with Steve Fairhurst interviewing. Much to Paul's disappointment, the master beat him hands down. Steve Fairhurst actually mentioned that even if Bungle, I'm guessing that's what I know. Anyone know who's Bungle?
Yeah.
Okay. Apparently Steve Fairhurst said if Bungle didn't talk so much endless crap without breathing to the point of embarrassment, then the master would still have been far superior anyway. When MPS, the ex-coms, BT, and BT Cellnet and everything joined as one in O2, they decided to shut another one of Paul's stores in Chester. So we had to move to Widnes with John Cleary as his boss, with Steve as ABM and Paul, or Bungle as Steve called him, as the main sales advisor. But after 6 months, you'd had enough, Paul, I believe, and you buggered off to become a pen-pushing civil servant. Yeah. Still all true?
Yeah.
Okay. A couple of years later, the master was now in the helm at Widnes. John Cleary had moved on. Steve Jono had decided to up his roots and move to retention. So the master put a call into Bungle to see if he fancied the return, and you jumped at the chance. Yeah. Came back to Widnes as the ABM, and the master realised how bloody annoying he was. But the toilets were exceptionally clean. After approximately a year, Steve Fairhurst asked if Bungle was ready to fill the boots of Steve Traynor and manage St Helens, and then he would go on to become permanent BM. He moved to St Helens, and he married Ken Fagan, and became what would be the most disillusioned hard men ever known in the retail industry. In their own eyes, they were the craze of O2. He then decided he couldn't go on in St Helens after Ken divorced him, and not even Gary Owens could fill the gap. I did hear he had lots of fun trying though. So I moved closer to home to manage one of the most long-standing and successful stores in the history of MPS, with a history of breathing talent into the ground to the point of closure. This was Derby Square. No, this was the fourth store that Paul had managed that had closed. Bungle decided, in order to find the end of his rainbow, he needed to go back to school in the same way that Luke did with Yoda, and he chose Birkenhead and the Master as his home store. After many toilet cleaning duties, seriously, the toilets have never looked so sparkly, he says, and lots of dusting and making tea, and also mugging the mentor of half his simplicity holiday. Approximately 12 months later, Bungle decided he'd learned enough to take on the most successful store in Area 5, Chester Eastgate. He returned to his roots to manage Eastgate for Q4 this year, and together with Andy Gilmore, became arguably the most annoying management team in his Steve wrote all this, by the way. After a fairly successful quarter, Bungle decided he was over the heartbreak of his divorce from Ken again, and decided he could face moving back to his old stomping ground, St Helens, even with the memories of Ken. And ironically, stepping into Steve Trainor's shoes for the second time. Good luck, Bungle. Thanks for all the hard work in Area 5. The highlights were undoubtedly the sparkly toilets, and also thanks for not closing Eastgate down before you went. Long time in Area 5. Just put some facts together for you. Your contribution from in Area 5 from 2007, this is since I had the the area for 2010. 5,510 new. This is your store. Upgrades, another 5,000. Prepay 16,000. Accessories 104,000. 545 SME. 847 broadband. And then, I'm certainly going to miss that Paul when you go over to area 17. 192 jobs last year, which I think was the most out of any manager. It shows he was a good shop floor leader. And 93.4% average across 5 stores. So, superb, mate. Paul's honours list, some of the stuff that he's won in the last few years. Area experience winner in Q1 2007 with 97% when it was bloody tough to get that sort of score. 2008, best store for area customers per SME. Same in 2009. Area customers per SME referral winner. Won the insurance award in 2008, won it again in 2009. Simo, joint incentive winner in 2010. He tells me that he did all the work. Picked up the glory. 4 4-star audits in 3 years, so impeccable record when it comes to compliance, and probably an unwanted record. So I asked some of the area to tell me some stories about funny times with yourself. JC, John Cleary, said just refer to him as the big gay bear. He'll like that one, tell him it was off me. Then he went on to say, Mister, I'll look at the job, assess the job, plan the job out, do a bit of the job, then reassess it, then finally complete it 4 hours later and ask someone else to check it. And he was only asked to do the box count. Steve Wilson told a couple more. When he first started in Chester, he became known as Foghorn because he chatted so much shit repeatedly. We also learned to put up with his endless jabbering, and we even gave him a pet name of Bungle on the basis that he resembled a big gay bear. He took up martial arts and started listening to hard rap and decided that he was harder than Jackie Chan. So we stuck a huge sign on the back of his coat with large writing. Do you remember what it said? Remember what it said? Which one? Finally it said, I think I'm Darth Vader.
I walked a mile.
Steve went on to say, you didn't find it very funny. If you travelled all the way from Ellesmere Airport, witnessed on the bus. And then Steve told me another story. I'm sure it happened different than this when I was managing you, but probably more embarrassing is the fact that he had nearly 6 months off sick with a poorly toenail. After a bit of the St. Helens store accidentally fell on him. I got told he cried like a girl. Then the fact that he backed up his hard man persona by taking up salsa dancing classes and regularly boasted to customers how good he was at it. Steve then went on to say, no wonder he gets on so well with Paul McHugh. Andy Gilmore told me a few stories after working with you for a quarter. He was telling me these, and I didn't realise you messed around so much, Paul, but Andy said that you deliberately tried to beat him into work so you can hide in different places and scare the shit out of him. And then I might have to try this with him in a store. Apparently you like to empty the hole punch into his gloves. He also said that you're quite fond of the O2 uniform, aren't you, the new one? He said you like to wear a fan pack. And apparently he rips you in front of customers. He said you're also a big fan of the tank top. Apparently when you wear it you look like an overgrown gay 12-year-old boy. He also said that you like to rip people's badges off when they're not muffled so the magnet drops into an awkward place. He says when he got revenge on you, you'd always put the magnet just above your pocket so it drops in nicely. Mike Rouse says he remembers in the morning at one of the conferences he was doing his usual bus boy job, and we had a silly o'clock departure for the bus from PB, so it was freezing and everyone was staying in the cars. eventually, he realised that he was staying in the car for the last minute and tried to think of a way of avoiding a mini panic in the future. And he suggested that, as we could see the coach, he could just flash the lights to let them know they were waiting and they were going to get on the coach to do the same when they were ready to leave. Smugly, I suggested this is the solution, which Paul dryly replied, I thought that, Mike, but I didn't want everyone on TV to think we're all dogging. Mike said I swear that was the funniest thing he ever said. I wish him well. Chris Spence said that Paul's catchphrase is, anyone know what it is?
Time to leave.
Time to clean.
A question for you.
Happy days.